everybody, Aaron Whitehead here. Thank you for joining me for yet another video. This one is again another request. This one coming from Abdul Azizi Abdul Hamidi. So thank you so much for your request. The song is My Way by Frank Sinatra. And you've been asking for kind of some examples of things you can do in 4/4. And so I'm going to show you another kind of 4/4 method that you can use that works well with this song. Okay, so here we go. I'm on ultimateguitar.com. This is middle C right here, and we're going to do this song in the key of D. Okay, so D has two sharps, and so they are F sharp and C sharp. Okay, so we will encounter those as we play this song with our different chords. All right, and so for this song, you know, I like to kind of stay right around and below middle C. So if this is middle C, our first chord, let's scroll down here so you can see it. The intro, it says D, D major 7, D, D major 7. I'm going to suggest you just do two measures of D in the method that I show you, because at least in the recording I listen to, that's kind of how it starts. Okay, so here is a D chord, D, F sharp, and A. Okay. For our case, I like to do an inversion, so I'm going to take A and I'm going to move it down here, and this is going to be my D, and then I'm going to put my thumb here on this D below, okay, and I'm going to stretch up to an E for some, but for the most part, I'm going to be down in this register, okay, so between D and G, stretch up to an E at some point. And again, this is not a strict translation of the song. It is an interpretation, so feel free to kind of make adjustments as you see fit, okay? One great suggestion is if I'm playing a single note and you want it to have more body and to feel fuller, turn it into an octave. That's an easy change that you can do that lends great results, okay? So, but anyway, here we go. So here's the pattern I'm going to suggest. I did a similar pattern in 6/8. This is the way you do it in 4/4. Okay, so I'm going to do my thumb here, my D chord here, and I'm going to use a rolling pattern in my right hand for 8th note. So it's going to be like this, 1 and 2 and. Now that only gets me halfway through the measure, so I do it 2 times to account for a full measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, that's the pattern I'm going to use throughout the song, okay? And then I'm going to just do a whole note in my left hand. So it's going to go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, that's one measure. I mentioned doing D twice or 2 measures of D before we start the song. So these 2 notes happen simultaneously. Okay, your thumb and your thumb. So D. That's what I suggest for the intro. And now, for your Frank Sinatra, the end is near. Okay, now let me show you what happens, okay? So in the left hand, this doesn't show this happening, but in the recording, this is what I hear happening. This shows just a D major 7, but I think the change is happening in the left hand. So you've got this bass line is going to go like this. D, C sharp, it's actually a C here, okay? And then a B, and then you jump up here and do a similar thing. Now you're starting from this E, you're coming down to the D, C sharp, A, and then D. And then you're going to notice the pattern kind of starts again. That's the second half of the verse, but there's some slight changes. But let's start right there, okay? So for all of these Ds, the D major 7, and the D7, we're going to keep the same D pattern in our right hand for all of it. And I'm just going to walk my way down in whole notes. Okay, so, and now the end is near, and so I face. Okay, you see what I did there? I just walked down while rolling in this hand. Okay, and then I'm here on this B7 now. I'm going to keep the structure pretty similar. I'm just going to raise this to a D sharp. Okay, and I do realize sometimes when the notes drop from above, like this probably says E flat. E flat and D sharp are synonymous. They're the same key on the keyboard. Okay, so just the program I'm using calls this a E flat, but it's actually D sharp. Okay. And this is my B7. B7 would be B, A, D sharp, and F. Okay, so that makes my B7, and it's nice having, I'm going to always shoot to have 3 notes in my right hand because that keeps the pattern the same. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, now I face the final curtain. Excuse me, and here we go. Now, so for this one, I'm on E. I'm going to do a G chord, essentially, in my right hand. B, D, G. Okay, so E, B, D, G is actually E minor 7. Okay, so these tapping together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now watch what I do here. I'm going to go down to the D. If I do this, it's no longer an E minor chord because I lost my E. So when I go down to the D in my left hand, I'm actually going to switch the D for the E in this hand. So now I still have my notes that make up my E minor 7 chord, okay? And do the same thing. Okay, so that again, I'll show you. It's like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, now on this turnaround happens where you only do half a measure for each chord. So you're only going to run through the pattern once instead of twice. So I've got C sharp in my left hand, E minor. It does say E minor 7. I'm just going to keep it as an E minor up here. I'm not going to worry about including the 7th here. Okay, and then I'm going to go to A, and I'm just going to raise this B up to C sharp. And now I've got an A7 with 3 notes in my right hand. And again, it only you only go through this pattern once each time because those chords each only take up 2 beats. So it's like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now I'm back to the D. 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, well, let me sing and play that verse for you. Hopefully I'm not going to sing like Frank Sinatra, but I'll do my best. And now the end is near, so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. Okay, you see how that works? I've lived, and same thing here, a life that's full. Okay, so now notice we skip over the D sharp because it's not D major 7. We go just to C. If I say D sharp, we slip the C sharp, go straight to C. Okay, and then now here to G. There is a descending pattern here. You could go D, C, B, B flat in your left hand if you want, but to keep it simple, I'm going to go to the G because the reason you can do B, because the B is in the G chord, B flat in the G minor chord. Okay, that's another possibility. But I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to go D, C, G, G. Okay? So it's like this. I've lived, sorry, together. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled each, and I'm not on the right melody, and every byway. Okay, like that. That's G minor. So here is G, G, B, D, G at the top, G minor, G, B flat, D. Okay, and then, and more, now to the D. Much more than this, I did it my way. We're doing this song our way. So, much more than this. Okay. It says A sus4. I'm skipping that. I'm just doing an A. Okay. And each one's a full measure. 2 and 3 and 4 to the A. And 2 and 3 to the G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 to the D. Okay, so that's the verse, and actually verse 2 is the same. If you notice, the chords are the same there. And then this calls this verse 3, but I think of this as the chorus, okay? And so verse 3 is actually the chorus. It looks very much like the second half of the verse, but it's got some variations here. just in the chords. The rhythms stay the same, okay? So I want to show you something, though. Here's something you can do if you want to add a little bit more complexity in your left hand. Rather than doing whole notes, like that, okay? Do a pickup to 3, so you're gonna hit you're gonna go and 3 like that in the left hand. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay, like that, and it's gonna sound like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, I got all the way through to the A7. Hopefully I didn't go too fast for you there. You should be pretty familiar with these chords now at this point. But you see the left hand and how I'm adding that extra rhythmic part, okay? So I'm going to show you the chords again. I'm doing then D7, G. I ignore the G sus. It would be here, but I'm not going to do that. Just straight to the G again. E minor up here. A7. It's very similar to what we did already, okay, where you move this B up to the C sharp to make A7. So now we're going to F sharp minor. I'm going to drop down here, okay, and we're going to do F minor right here. So we were just on A7. I want to go down to here, so F sharp down below, A, C sharp, F sharp, okay? And we're going to play these together like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and B minor 7. I'm going to come up to the B, and I'm just going to slide this C sharp up to this D, so I'll make essentially a D chord, A, D, F sharp, but with the B in the bass, makes it a B minor 7, okay? So from the F sharp again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3, okay? So that's very similar to something that we've already done, so I'm not going to hang on it for too long. In fact, as I look ahead, now we've got verse 4, which I would technically call verse 3 because they called verse 3 the chorus, and then it's got verse 5, which I would technically call the chorus at the end. So those are all the parts of the song for My Way, and it also shows you kind of a cool method that you can use when you're playing in 4/4 to move through the chords. Some rhythmic interest in the left hand, and then also the chords in your right hand. Again, if you want to really get some fullness out of this, play an octave in your left hand instead of just a single note. Heck, you could even do something more complex with your right hand. Maybe you spread out the notes a little bit more or go up an octave. Play around with it and make this song your own. Do it your way. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Send me those video suggestions because I love hearing what you want to learn, and I'll do my best to get them out there. All right? Thanks again for watching. God bless you guys. We'll see you next time.